in, coming from Salt Spring Island on the Southern Gulf Islands. It's January 27th, 8:32 p.m. Pacific time. And what a glorious day we have here on the Southern Gulf Islands. It socked in with fog all the way around us. And the foghorns are giving her on the big ships going by. So, yeah, if you're out there, pop in and say hi. It's current temperature here around 6 degrees Celsius at this location. I know it's a lot colder if you got fog hanging around. I was just talking to a friend on my radio, my two-way radio, my truck, and just across the water at Crofton on Vancouver Island, they are socked in with fog like pea soup. But the joys of living in a rain shadow, it can be foggy or rainy or even snowy around you. And here on Salt Spring Island, we have beautiful blue sky. And but not super warm. It is definitely below seasonal, just maybe a couple of degrees below seasonal, but that's okay. It's still beautiful out. I was just down in the garden planting garlic. And well, we'll stream around the garden a little bit here and we will show you what is going on. All right. Some of the bamboo. And yeah, it is still winter. I mean, we could still get a dump of snow to cool our optimism. And I always know that in the back of my mind. There's an arbutus tree right above me there. Isn't that a beautiful arbutus? Another arbutus up there. And then towering ones up there. Another one there. A lot of arbutus trees on our property. And of course, the shed roof started to leak last week. I noticed some wet spots. It was leaking when we had rain last, which was a while ago, but so I had to put a tarp on it. So that's our project for the spring, is to put a metal roof on that little shed there. Hello, Anthony. Good to see you in there. Glad you got the notification that we are live streaming. And this is just kind of a random live stream. This is not my channel. This is Wendy's channel. And I was out early this morning harvesting palm seeds. And I got them hanging up in the basement. I did shoot a video for Wendy. So this is what it's looking like here on the Southern Gulf Islands of Canada. Pretty palmy. It's a palmy place. No shortage of palms. Shade garden. You can see the fuchsia. See, they lose their leaves when it gets cold out, right? But everything around it's still nice and green. Those are Choicea tornata, Mexican orange. There's a fatsia I planted there last year, that one. Those grow pretty fast here, and they take dry shade. But we do tend to grow more BLEs because BLEs are, well, they're easy to look after, but they look nice year round, right? That's the thing. You can hear the foghorns. Big boats going by. So let's go down into the garden here and see what is going on. Yes, it'd be nicer to be in the tropics, but when you look at this, it almost appears tropical, even though these plants are not tropical. If you choose the right plants for your growing zone, you can create a real jungle-like garden. And what we've done, this is the only way I've actually ever gardened for the last, I would say 4 decades now, just about 4 decades, since the early 1980s, so 4 decades. And, I've only grown exotic plants. And there's no trick to it, really. A lot of people come through our garden. How do you do this? How do you grow this? And how do you grow that? You just got to choose the right plants that will work in your growing zone. And sometimes it's fun to push it too. So there's a bay tree. That's Laurus nobilis. And I will show you the eucalyptus tree that got damaged. Now that we're doing a live stream here, there is a damaged eucalyptus tree. There's some nice eucalyptus trees that didn't get damaged, but these will recover. That's a tender one. Somebody said it looks like Eucalyptus stricta. So the snow gums and the mountain gums and all that stuff are fine. And this is the one that I harvested seed from yesterday, right there. And this palm I planted 33 years ago, 1989. And the reason it's grown so slow, now it's growing faster, is because of that eucalyptus tree right against the trunk. Look at that. Eucalyptus tree growing right against the trunk. My bad, planting the eucalyptus tree there a few decades ago. So what the problem is, they suck the life out of the palms, right? So now the eucalyptus trees have been cut down. These palms will hopefully, well, they are, not hopefully, they're definitely growing faster now. And you can see the growth. There's no damage. There's 0 winter damage on the palm trees here. More eucalyptus trees there, and you can see the native arbutus trees. So it's always green. Here's some berries on the Hetramili. Big snow on the way, 12 to 8 possible blizzard conditions. Oh no. Blizzard, I don't like the sound of. We don't get blizzards here, thank God, and we don't get freezing rain. Those are two things we do not get here on the Gulf Islands. Anyway, hopefully you don't get blizzard. I know there's some cold air that is infiltrated even into Florida. But you can see the Heteromelias arbustifolia. It's a little bit more open now because the snow broke some big branches. It actually broke the top off of this tree that I grew more than 30 years ago. See, broke that off, and it broke that off right in there. It kind of really upset me. And there is a snow gum, or no, mountain gum. That's a mountain gum right there. That's one of the ones that was cut. So hopefully no blizzards for the Garden State. They don't call it the Garden State for nothing because lots of nice gardens are snow. Okay, good. You know what? I rather have fluffy snow than the wet, crappy stuff we get. We get the heavy, wet stuff. So, you know, in late December, we had that deep freeze, and it got down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So the snow was really nice and light and fluffy. And then it started to warm up, and that's when it started breaking things in the garden. So there's Helleborus blooming right there. And it looks like something's been eating that, for God's sake. I wonder if there's a rabbit in here. I might have to make some rabbit stew. That almost looks like it was chewed on by something. I did catch a rabbit in here many months ago in the trap. Huh. Don't want rabbits in here, man. Rabbits are not good. Daphne laureola blooming. That's a noxious weed here. People don't like it, but I love it. This grows all over the forest. I planted that years ago, and I ripped it out of a forest somewhere, and I put it here. So you see the little flowers on it. Daphne laureola, spurge laurel, is a weed. And I posted a picture of that, and somebody says, well, Joe, you should rip that out. I don't want to rip it out. I think it's a totally awesome plant. Looks good with the palm trees. And then we have Nandina Domestica, and these get the beautiful berries on them. We've got so many Nandina. They're heavenly bamboo right there. So Nandina Domestica, I think it's in the Berberis family, another broadleaf evergreen. Got some little palms here and there and everywhere. I've been mulching the gardens with seaweed. Seaweed is awesome stuff. Anyway, I was just down planting garlic. Like I said, I was just down in our vegetable garden, and I mulched over the garlic after I buried them with seaweed. But there wasn't a lot of seaweed today on the beach where I went. The tide was out, and it just didn't wash a lot of seaweed in, unfortunately. And that's see that palm right there? It's growing right beside the house. And a good example of palm trees growing next to a building, I kind of pushing it out a little bit. I planted that 30 years ago, 3 decades ago, as a seed. I pushed a seed in there, and it's growing in rock. So that is a 30-year-old palm tree right there. Isn't that crazy? Not very big trunk. I mean, the fronds are up there. It's growing in shade. That's shade grown. So like I said, age of a palm does not determine its size, and size does not determine its age. It all stems from the roots, folks. The growing condition. There's some baby cordylines in there too. Those are little baby cordylines. Those are local cordylines that were ripped out from somewhere on Salt Spring, and they were planted there. Wendy put those there, I think, end of last summer. She just kind of stuck them there. So I just kind of mulched things with seaweed and around the palm tree too. Trachycarpus palms are foolproof here. We do have cyclamens blooming. Cyclamen's another nice plant to grow. They spread all over the gardens. So, you know, if you want a warmer looking garden in winter, then you plant evergreen stuff. And you see, that's a noxious weed too. That one right there, that ivy, hedera, or is it ilex? No, ilex is holly and hedera, right? Hedera, that is ivy, English ivy. So that's another noxious weed right there. Got to watch that stuff. It can take over the garden. These are pretty cool exotic plants. I don't know, I forget the name of them. They're evergreen, but they get really nice purple flowers on it, but they're super thorny. So I don't know if I should have planted these things here. I planted them several years ago when they were babies. They got fried a little bit in the heat in the summertime. It baked them, but they are kind of cool looking, I guess. You just don't want to get jabbed by the thorns. So, looking through a fatsia, and fatsias are great too. Fatsias are just awesome. They always look so tropical, right? Don't you think? And super cold hardy. And this gets a lot of shade in here, so they'll grow in the shade, the dry shade, because this here is, well, actually this garden gets a little bit more sun now because I knocked down a big maple tree a few years ago. There's Wendy's camellia that got the crap kicked out of it last June with the heat, that heat dome we had, and it fried all the leaves. Well, a lot of the leaves on it, that's heat burn on that poor camellia. But the camellias are really, we've got some that are going to be blooming soon, and they are budded up, right? So you can see the buds. Where are we here? Right there. Flower buds on the camellias or bamboo. That one's not looking very good. Wendy's rhodo. Got it transplanted. We were looking at it the other day. It's so root bound. It's been in that pot for 20 years. Poor thing. And then you can see the ferns, even with the evergreen ferns too. Evergreen ferns are awesome. Another camellia. Wendy loves camellias. She's got a lot of camellias in the garden. And then that's a nice one too, is the evergreen clematis. That's Clematis armandi. I think that one's apple blossom. Super fragrant. And then down in here, we have some more Helleborus coming into bloom. So, and is there Sarcococa in there? There is Sarcococa, Himalayan sweetbox. Actually, we do have Himalayan sweetbox blooming, different parts of the garden. That's Lanicera natita there, evergreen. And then, of course, the palms, you can grow them in the shade. Definitely grow palm trees in the shade. The heart ferns are kind of too. Weevils love those. And I'll show you the shamrocks. Oh, shamrock sprays, you see they're all coming in their shamrocks. Nice. This is really cool. Where are we? Right there, Hydrangeas. This one gets big tropical looking leaves on it. So this is our courtyard here. And these are kiwi vines. Kiwi vines all around, right? So they look bare right now. And that's the problem with deciduous trees and other plants. They look a lot colder in the wintertime. So those are Actinidia deliciosa right there. It's one of our weather station Stevenson screens. And then more Fatsia. And I do have the, I did put that over for the snow. I just haven't taken it off yet. I'm kind of worried if we do get some more snow. I don't want that to break. That's a Schefflera taiwaniana. And I put a cover on the other one too. I'd be so pissed off if that broke in the snow. So we had snow, so that's what I roof over it. That's it. There's no heater or anything. It's just a roof. Stream died. Now it's back again. So anyway, that's what the garden's looking like right now, folks. Maybe nothing spectacular, but I guess for this part of Canada, it's not too shabby, right? It's kind of different than the rest of Canada here on the Gulf Islands. There's a nice Fatsia tree and the wood stove. That's how we heat our house, with wood, right? Just like that. All right. So anyway, we'll keep this to a minimum, maybe go to about 15 minutes, and then we'll call her a day. And I might do one on Banana J SSI after. I'll do a live stream. And if you guys are around, you can join in for sure, because we do like having you in there. It's a lot of fun doing these live streams. So there you go. There's a nice, see, that almost looks tropical, doesn't it? If you didn't know your palms, some of you guys don't really know your palms, but most of you probably do know your palms. So Trachycarpus fortunei are a nice hardy arborescent palm, best suited for this growing zone. So they do very well here. And you can see they're looking pretty awesome, even at the end of January. And you can see there is zero winter damage on them. They've never been damaged by cold here in this garden. And we are close to the water. Like I say, we're very close to the ocean here. And it sounds like that freighter is pretty much in the front yard. Every time it honks, it's big foghorns, because there's a lot of fog. You can see it over there. Look at that. Starting to come in. Kind of eerie looking, isn't it? That's the hill. There's a ridge in behind us. All right, guys. Well, I do appreciate you guys that did pop in here. And looks great. Yeah.
I want my iPad.
Oh, Wendy wants her iPad. Okay. And I'd be upset. I get really upset when plants break in the snow. So that's why I did cover up the Schefflera. I don't want them broken, James. Anyway, I'm only going to 15 minutes here. And then later on today, I will do a live stream on Banana J SSI. So anyway, thanks for you guys to join in. And I will see you next time. And check out more videos here on Gulf Island Rock. This is Wendy's channel, not my channel. Sometimes I just commandeer her iPad and I come out here because I can't really do it with my computer. It's just kind of fun. That's all. Let's go just shoot it over the back garden here and just show you what things are looking like. There's a big screen. Anybody want a big screen TV? It's not working anymore. Had to give it the boot. Okay, so there we go. That's what she's looking like. That's the manicure down there. Okay, what do you think? Not too shabby. Everything's doing pretty good, considering it's Canada and it's winter, and really, in my mind, and none of this stuff should be growing here in Canada, right? And there's some bamboo down there that was kind of flopped down. But really, you think in Canada, none of this stuff should be growing, but it does, right? It does here anyway. All right, guys, 15:45 into it. I'm going to go grab me a snack, and I'm going to say cheers and aloha to all of you. Until next time. By the way, the loquat's still blooming too, which is pretty cool. The flowers have not been damaged by the cold, so I'm hoping this year we actually get some fruit on that loquat tree. Right there, loquat, Guatemalan cherry, more palms. It's a palmy place. I don't know if it's a balmy place, but it's a palmy place. Yeah, so we're looking down into the deep ravine. Thanks, James. Way down there are Swampsonii palms, and then they go way up into the back too. But that's the ravine. There's a creek that flows through there, so it's very wet all the time, and we're way up high. So that's the south slope. The garden is down there. You can see the fence as you get near the bottom, and the screen is kind of partway down the Stevenson screen. So that's the way things are going here in Canada. There's that nasty English ivy again. All right. That's just seed I scattered down there. All those palms just grow, except the manipure, right? And there's lots of sable minor down there. There's needle palms. You can see the needle palms in the distance, right? So there's a mixed mash of just about everything there. It's a green garden. It's actually a really low. Oh, there's the flowers too. See the flowers on the loquat right there? Some of them, which is, and you know, I was at Grace Point, and they're still blooming there nicely as well. And I grew that one from a local loquat, not ours, but the one at Grace Point. Thanks, Anthony. And Wendy wants to use her iPad, so I keep saying I'm going to go. Maybe we'll go to 20 minutes. I think she's got to join in a Zoom or a live stream or something like that, right? So yeah, you can see the fog starting to roll, and that's why I'm hearing some foghorns in the distance, eh? And it's going to sit in that valley first, down into that deep ravine. Down there is our clothesline. Pretty wild, eh? Palm nursery's down there. There's our pump house in the distance. And then we're up on top of a knoll here, right? And then there's the arbutus. So less than 2 minutes left, and we're gonna make her 20 minutes even, I think. See if Wendy comes out and hassles me a little bit more. It's always fun. Here's the Daphne gonna bloom too. This one here is ready to bloom. There's Daphne. This one's super sweet smelling. It just stays out here in the pot. There's some bamboo too, but you want a really fragrant plant, and I don't know the exact name of this one. You guys might. It's evergreen and just so highly scented. Just absolutely beautiful. Wendy bought that when it was small, put it in the pot. I'm wondering if we should actually put it in the garden. I'm just going to 20 minutes. I got 1 more minute. Fog coming in, yeah. Fog is coming in. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Look at it. And I can hear all the foghorns, James, in the distance on the big freighters going by. There's big ships going by, and every minute they're honking their horns, their foghorns. So there's our native trees. So we knock a couple of those down every year for firewood. That's how we're heating with Douglas fir. And then there's eucalyptus in there as well. There's the wood stove right there. That's how we heat our house here on Salt Spring Island. We got a wood stove, man, and it cranks the heat out. Yeah, it's pretty cozy in our house. Actually, I'm going to go inside right now because I'm done out here, and then I'm going to give this to Wendy. We got about 30 seconds left. Hey, I know Wendy wants to use the computer. So we'll go to the living room window here. Oh, it's balmy in here. There we go. That's how you heat the house with that sucker. Probably about 24 degrees Celsius in here. And there you go. That's what she's looking like, folks, from inside. All right, so like I said 2 minutes ago, thanks for joining in. And stay tuned for a live stream later on Banana J SSI. The last time I did one on Jungle Joe C. So we're going to do one on Banana J SSI. And yeah, we do them here on Gulf Island Rock too. So check out some of Wendy's videos she's uploaded today. And tomorrow she'll do one on garlic. All right, Anthony, take care. See you later, bud. We will see you all next time on Banana J SSI. Have a great day. What's left of it. The time here is probably about 4 o'clock, I bet. All right. Cheers to you. I see some spammers coming in. Bye for now. I'll leave you with that.